Struggle Desire. I'm a resident of Masvingo. I hereby stand to submit my views in regard to the proposed bill which is before us. But let me first raise a red flag that this meeting was not adequately publicized. I don't know what was the problem, because we just saw the posters yesterday in the morning. We tried to mobilize, but it was late. I think next time it's good that you use the local structures, maybe the local MPs, the councillors, to mobilize for such bills, because I think they're important for the residents of Masvingo, so that they can contribute. Usually those who come here, Masvingo residents, usually attend the bills in numbers, but this one was not notified in time. It is very unfortunate though. Despite that, let me give my submissions. The first thing in this bill, I think there is concentration of power in that bill. The concentration of power, I think the bill is giving a lot of authority on the regulatory authority, and it raises concerns about the abuse and the lack of accountability that may come, especially the board. The minister appoints the board, and I think after consultation of the president, this is what it says. So in that regard, I think there is also need for the contribution or participation of the public in coming up with the numbers or the accurate people who can be members of that board going forward. Like what happens, especially when the public interviews are done in parliament, the judges are also subjected to interviews by the members of parliament, the public. I think this is also a criteria that can be used to come up with a board, especially the board of technocrats, which is supposed to be in charge of the telecommunications board. Then the second thing, I think there is going to be a lot of surveillance. I think there are some sections within that bill that I've read whereby the government may end up accessing the private information of the subscribers or of the citizens. So while we want to make sure that we avert or we curb whatever we call it, especially the abuse of the networks, the abuse of the cell phones and internet, but there is also supposed to be that freedom whereby our people must be free to air their views and to also debate and communicate without hindrance, especially in the public. There's another thing that I've noted here, the issue of competition regulation. While promoting fair competition is positive, the value criteria in determining the dominant licenses might be one of a red flag in that bill. Like currently in Zimbabwe, we have Econet, we have Net1, Tel 1 is struggling. Not Tel 1 is patched, but Telecel, sorry. We don't even have a Telecel network in Masvingo, so we can just talk about Econet and the Net1. So there is supposed to be fair competition amongst the actors that are involved in, especially in the telecommunications operation business in the country. That too much regulation may deter or may chase away the potential investors who can also compete within the space. Like now, network Econet kubvane zuro kana tinoti it's almost about 3 days iri kunetsa, and the business will be down. Why? Because there is monopoly in the sector. Those that are there, they can do what they want because they know everyone subscribes to the Econet network, and at the end of the day we end up losing a lot of business, and there will be no communication. Munhu anotogona kutofa akaita seachavigwa pasina communication. Ikunoti foni ipinde ndichifona, you need to dial the number almost about 20 times. Unogona kuti wakadzima foni usina kudzima foni, misha inogona kuparara sedu kuti zvisina kumira zvakanaka. Then I also saw the issue penalties for non-compliance. The introduction of the additional offences and penalties need to be balanced to avoid excessive punitive measures. Yes, there might be some issues that may happen, but let's not be a government that always strives on punishing its own residents on the issues that can require a round table or a discussion, or especially a dialogue on the front, because some of the penalties may be excessive or may be a hindrance to the conduct of the business in the country. I also think that this bill again, while it is saying there must be around, I think it ends about 9 people, not less than 9 members of the board, and of which half must be women. I don't know the number. The number seems to be odd. I don't know how it is going to be distributed, because maybe if it was 8, it would have been 4-4. But now it is. So maybe the discretion now may rest in the hands of the minister to appoint maybe 10, so that he can balance the numbers, 5 women, 5 males, or else. So I think when we are drafting a bill, it must not be vague. It must be clear, indicated, so that the minister or who might be there by that time may not use his powers to say, I'm now appointing 10 for this term, and the next term I'm appointing 9. If the members that are supposed to be appointed in the board must be 10, let the bill clearly indicates that there is need for 10 members to be within that board. And then I also think, on a positive note, I understand that it is also saying that if the chairperson is a woman, then the vice chairperson automatically must be also a male. So I think on that positive note, it is commendable. Then on another note, I also think some gaps that have not been addressed, especially on the cyber issues. That bill was supposed to assist us in attempting to dig deeper into the cyber issue. I understand there is also a cyber bill, but the Postal and Telecommunications bill was also supposed to address those issues, especially of the abuse of the internet and also the cyberbullying, because yes, cyberbullying is a standalone bill. I think we once attended that bill, but let's empower that authority to make sure that everything is addressed, especially the offenses that are committed via the internet, the offenses that are committed via the networks are fully addressed, in order to make sure that we protect the subscribers, we protect those people, we protect subscribers whom their secrets can be accessed by individuals who are known and not known. This is my submission. Thank you.